round decided to seize control and form a dictatorship.
Oh,
Welcome to Daddy's Stan.
oh my.
Things have really escalated in part 2.
Now, I'm doing all the things a dictator should do. I'm taking advice from nobody. And I've rounded up all of the gays. But that's mainly for sexy reasons. I've also got my very own news network, Daddy News. Right, for my round, you're going to present today's edition of Good Morning Daddy. Please make your way to the studio. Now!
Okay.
Quiet! Right, here's how it works. You have to read whatever, and I mean whatever, is on the auto cue. There are some words missing, and you gotta fill in the blanks. Get it right, and you'll hear this sound. But if you fill in the blank with the wrong word, you'll hear this sound. And you'll lose a point. Right, let's go.
Good morning, you sexy... Oh, I don't like that. Citizens of Daddystan, this is Good Morning Daddy with me, Richard Ayoade, a nasal geography teacher who got lucky. I didn't get lucky. I could have been a geography teacher.
And me, Maisie Adam, a woman who lost a bet with a hairdresser.
Hail Rosie.
Hail Rosie. The headlines this morning. Work continues on making all pavements across Daddystan uneven so that everyone walks a bit wonky, like our supreme leader, the great wobbly one.
The marriage of Rosie Jones to Hunger Games and American Hustle actress Felicity Kendall is considered a triumph.
And our very own Nish Kumar is to be anointed with the title World's Worst Person in a ceremony to be staged in Scotland's capital city, which is Edinburgh. Nish will be chased through the streets by the only horse to win the Grand National 3 times, whose name is Neville.
We move to our top story. It was a glorious day in Daddystan yesterday as Rosie Jones returned from a diplomatic trip to North Korea's capital, which is called Preston. Upon landing, she was told she had been elected Supreme Leader for a 4th consecutive time with 110% of the votes. Our dear leader wasted no time giving fresh cabinet positions to the following well-known faces about to appear on this screen. I hope they're from 60s New Wave films. The new Minister for Sport is this man.
Come on.
Come on!
I don't know who that man is. The Minister for Animal Welfare is Shane Warne. The Minister for Intimacy is me, Richard Ayoade. That's right, I'm a real people person. If you ever see me in the street, please come and talk to me. This is not to shake my hand. Do not do that. Hold me in your warm embrace. Do not do that. That's assault. I love it when people do that. I don't. It's actually battery. It's not assault. Assault is the fear of being touched. Battery is actually being touched. The Minister for Freakin' Sweet Stuff, Davina McCall, has revealed plans for Daddystan's long-awaited theme park, Jonestown. McCall promises Jonestown. You know there's a massacre in Jonestown. Jonestown will be several times the size of Walt Disney World, which is situated in the state of Florida. A small number of homes in the low thousands have been levelled to make way for its star attraction, a log flume. The ride itself shares a name with the 1984 Tom Hanks and Daryl Hannah movie Splash. Thank you.
Now for news news of Rosie's latest sanctions and decrees. Let's go to Nish Kumar, who today comes live from the presidential palace.
Konnichiwa, bitches. Rosie is broadening her national language diversity programme and continuing to arbitrarily replace English words with non-English words. Going forward, instead of tomorrow, we will use the Spanish word, which is mañana. Thank you will be replaced with the Japanese word... oh no! In other news, the ever-fashionable Rosie Jones has added a 5th style to the list of state-sanctioned haircuts. It's called the Kumar. Oh, come on! I showed you that photo of me when I was 21 years old in good faith, Rosie. It's the #1 haircut for anyone who wants to look like a sex offender but can't afford a van. Arigato for that, Rosie. Back to Maisie for the entertainment news.
Thanks, Nish. In the past hour, Rosie Jones has won the latest episode of Daddy Stan's Who Wants to Be a Quadrillionaire. The ratings were through the roof, with fans rushing to social media to call it the greatest game show moment in history. Much better than the time I crashed out trying to win -£3,000 on the chase. But don't just take my word for it. Please welcome the man who eliminated me from the chase. It's Paul Sinner!
Hello, Maisie.
He's against a green screen. You could have stayed at home.
Sorry, I just didn't expect to see. Hello,
Do your job.
Paul. You're not here to ask me the same questions that I got wrong when I faced you on the chase all those years ago, are you? You wouldn't agree to surprise walk-on roll just to manifest a scenario where I'd relive that embarrassment again, would you?
Wrong yet again. I would, and I have. Question 1. What bird appears on the Ecuadorian flag?
No. It's the condor.
Yeah.
Which artist organised the 1988 Freeze exhibition?
Picasso?
It was Damien Hirst. In the film Chinatown, Jack Nicholson spends most of the time walking around with what part of his anatomy bandaged?
Oh, it's the nose, isn't it? And I said hand.
You got it this time. Well done, the nose. Would you like a bonus trivia question?
Yes, please, Paul Sinner.
Given you think you're an expert driver now, what is the maximum speed limit on a dual carriageway?
90.
What?
90.
That's not even the maximum speed limit on any road.
It is 70 miles an hour.
How fast have you been driving?
Thanks, Paul. Let's have some sport news from Nish.
The Daddy Stan national football team faced the England women's team, known as the Lionesses, this week. It was a 0-0 gripper, horrible word, until Rosie made an appearance in the 88th minute and scored 3 absolute belters, despite coming on as the referee. That's all the sports news, but this item is running short, so I'm going to fill it with some of the things I think about from time to time. A few personally held beliefs. For example, the Minister for the Cabinet Office and MP for Surrey Heath is a wicked cool guy. I would rather get that wrong.
Oh.
See you on the golf course, Gobster. And we can continue our circle jerk about who's our favourite of the last 5 Tory Prime Ministers, which I will now list in order, starting with Boris Johnson, then Theresa May, then David Cameron, then John Major, and then Margaret Thatcher. For my final thought, I'd like to express my most honestly held belief that, that most so-called disabled people are just lazy.
Oh, my gosh.
That's a statement that I stand by on my 2 non-lazy working legs. Can I get an amen on that, Maisie?
Oh, well, that's just all the professional suicide we have time for today. So until mañana, from all of us at Good Morning Daddy Stan, Arigato for watching.